A lot of trades happened yesterday in the MLB. As we know, the trade deadline is definitely coming up this Tuesday. Don't miss out. I can't believe how many trades happened yesterday. It felt like the deadline was yesterday, according to some of these trades. We're gonna get right into it here. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and let's go. So the Boston Red Sox traded for an old man, James Paxton. Paxty boy is back in Boston for a second stint. I believe it's a good arm. It's an arm, right? I mean, the Dodgers trading somebody away after DFAing James Paxton. It's kind of confusing to me, but I like to pick up by the Red Sox. You had to get somebody. It's not overly expensive. You did give up an infielder that's not ranked. Mosias Bilaver. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's another infielder for the Dodgers. He's probably not going to be ranked, but that's another infielder to all their infielding prospects that they have, unranked and ranked. The Orioles also traded for Sir Anthony Dominguez. I'm looking at my notes right here for Christian Pache, and Austin Hayes is the one going back. That's kind of surprised me a little bit. Austin Hayes, you guys know how I like to play GMO, right? And with the Orioles, I never saw a place for Austin Hayes there personally. I always wanted to play Kerstad, Kauser, and Mullins in the outfield on MLB The Show, and I finally got my wish that boy would be gone. So hey, he's going to the Phillies. He said that he had a better chance to win a championship, which is wild. Consider, I mean, he was a part of that of some of the worst Orioles teams over the past year or so. A sign of relief for him, right? But the Orioles, it's rare because the Orioles and the Phillies are what Ken Rosenthal and all the insiders said. This is a rare World Series type of trade here because it could affect World Series. These two teams can meet in the World Series as well. So just be on the watch out for that as well. The Seattle Mariners made another move going crazy yesterday. I have the Mariners, Yimi Garcia for the Blue Jays. And a lot of people say that it was an overpay. I don't think it was an overpay. Yes, Jonathan Clase was top 10 in your farm system, Mariners. But was there really going to be a place for him? I mean, he did see some MLB time, but was there really going to be a place for him on that team? Was he going to be somebody that you can build around in that outfield with Julio Rodriguez? I'm not sure. And you put him on a team like Toronto, where he'll definitely probably play the rest of the season. And with them being sellers in Toronto, he's going to see a lot of time because yes, Kiermaier's there. I don't know if anybody else in that outfield will be there past the deadline, but Kiermaier will definitely still be there as he plans to retire after this season. So you're looking at that. And yes, Yimi's going to be a great arm for Seattle. Great arm. They got him at a cheap price, but Yimi Garcia is never a top reliever, right? He's never going to be a top reliever, but he can definitely be that dude to close out games in playoffs. So definitely look out for that guy, that name, as the playoffs, March to October, names are made, right? The Orioles acquired Zach Eflin from the Rays in exchange for Matt Harbaugh, Jackson Buhmeister, my boy Buhmeister, who I said, if you go back on my Twitter, that he would be in this deal as well, and Matthew Eatsell. So an outfielder, right? Another outfielder for them. As we just get a trade here, Nate Pearson has been traded to the Cubs. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that after I talk about the Eflin. Zach Eflin to the Orioles, I feel like it's a great arm. I don't think they're done yet. You shipped out Austin Hayes, so it's like a buying and selling type of situation. I love it. I don't think the Phillies should be done either. Don't let Mick Abel, Andrew Painter, but don't let Mick Abel, Andrew Painter and Aiden Miller deter you from trading for somebody like Mason Miller or Garrett Crochet, Luis Robert. Yes, you have Austin Hayes, but let's be honest, like, I don't want to play Kyle Schwarber out there in the outfield every day. I'd rather him DH and then you have somebody like a Castellanos, or if the White Sox want to go crazy and include Castellanos in this deal, to bring in Luis Robert and Tommy Pham and Garrett Crochet. Some wild stuff, right? Some wild stuff. So Garrett Crochet trade that just happened, I'm looking at my phone right now. Per Joel Sherman, Jeff Passan was the first one on it, of course. Nate Pearson has been traded to the Chicago Cubs in exchange for infielder Josh Rivera and outfielder Yohendrick Pagano. I like this deal for the Cubs. For Toronto, why would you trade Nate Pearson? I don't know. Yes, he's 27 years old, but yes, he has control for at least another year or so. Why would you trade Nate Pearson? Why? I don't know why they would do that. Yes, Ricky Tiedemann just went down with Tommy John surgery. He's going to be out at least another year, and you are hoping Toronto to see your future ace come up this year, right? And it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. And now Jesse Rogers is saying or retweeted that Rivera's the better prospect. He doesn't need to go on the 40-man until after the 2026 season. If he's mashing in minors right now, he'll be up by next season. They're gonna bring him up. I guarantee you. Toronto needs any young guys they can right now. I'm not sold on the whole rookies of Addison Berger, the other guy, the Josh guy. These group of rookies that they have up right now, I'm not sold on them. I'm not sold on them for Toronto. They need to tear it down, rebuild. You have Tiedemann and you have Namala. Those are the two guys you need to build around, right? Don't sell me on keeping Bo Bichette and Vlad. No, one of them, if not both of them, got to be gone. I'm sorry, Toronto. I don't care. See, GMs care what the fans think too much, and it's a business. Sports is a business as well. We got to make business decisions to keep our jobs. That's how GMs think. But nonetheless, I think it's a good deal for the Cubs. You get another reliever because you're probably going to be selling some, if not all your arms off. That includes a Justin Steele if the price is right. So why not just go heavy on the relievers? And you got some pitchers down there as well that you could bring up. So Cubs fans, get ready for another sell-off, just like 2021 was, but 3 years later, right? Just get ready for it. The Mets acquired Ryan Stanley, my good old boy Ryan Stanley. Former Houston Astro, former Twin. I love Ryan Stanley. The guy is great. He was on the Mariners. They just wished him a happy birthday, by the way. Yeah, they did it twice. And then they traded him 7 hours later. Interesting. But they traded him for Rylan Thomas. Now, he's going to be number 30, I believe, on the Mets updated prospect ranking scale. I like this trade for the Mets. You get an arm that you can rely on. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but hey, you get an arm just for this year. I think he has control next year as well. I have to reevaluate that. But Ryan Stanley is a guy. Great reliever. He can close some games for you if Edwin Diaz can't do it. Don't sell me on the idea that you have a bunch of players in the bullpen that's going to be able to close the games. Don't sell me on the idea. You already DFA Adrian Hauser, who I thought was one of the great starters when he was with the Brewers, underrated reliever as well. And then you also DFA Satoru Fujinami. I'll pick him up if I was the Braves, but that's another conversation for another day. Ryan Stanley, once again, love the guy. Great guy off the field. He is everything that you want in a pitcher. So get ready for that. So in other news, yes, I'm getting news on my phone because, trade deadline's crazy. Mets manager Carlos Mendoza just said that it's pretty fair to say, quote unquote, that Kyle Senga is done for the reason. It's done for the season, excuse me. So he did get injured last night. So what, a couple innings, one game? You might want to reevaluate yourself, Mets. That's a big bust. He's already 30-some years old. That's why we don't go overseas and get players. Not all the time. Yes, G-Man Choi, Chichugo, Otani, those guys have worked out. Akiyama, in terms of not being injured, those guys have worked out. Suzuki, Makatacho, Yoshida. I mean, like, all these guys have worked out, but Kodai Senga has just been the one prospect out of all the Asian guys over there who has not kind of lived up. I mean, it's injury prone. It's injury prone, so you cannot blame him for that. I also want to say that the Mets did sell a little bit here with the Cole Sussler trade for cash considerations. So they brought in Ryan Stanning and traded away Cole Sussler and DFA'd Hauser and Fujinami. Mets made some moves yesterday. So the Rays buying Selly, I think they should fire Sell. This is a good buy here, and Cole Sessler, somebody that could be in that rotation just in case you trade some more arms. Gonna give you some good innings. Gonna give you some good innings. He can probably close a game one time. He can start a game. I think Cole Sessler is one of the all-around pitchers. He can be a pitcher, a reliever, and a closer. Just put him in the right position to succeed. And we just talked about the Nate Pearson trade once again. I like this trade right here. You talk about a guy that's going to come in and be the man, right? He just needed a change of scenery. And I even thought when Nate Pearson was a prospect back in 2020, I thought this dude, great. I mean, yes, he should have been a starter in my opinion, but he came in as a reliever and his rookie year, one of his best years. That was during the COVID season as well. So Nate Pearson change of scenery, in my opinion, would do him justice. Do him justice. And then the Cubs acquired yesterday another bat, but it's going to be useful. It's going to be useless, as I should say. Gilberto Cabastino. And that is probably just to clear a roster spot. Probably to clear cap space for the Pirates because they're probably bringing somebody in. I don't know who, but it's definitely a roster spot clear. So, in terms of all these major deals that happened, the best one I like is obviously the Orioles and Phillies. You talk about two World Series contenders right now. This could be World Series changing for both teams. One of them could make it, but both of them could make it. If both of them make it, we're going to look back on this trade, look back on these storylines. Absolutely. Austin Hayes was there during the down times. So Anthony Dominguez has been an anchor in the Phillies bullpen for years. We know it, right? The storylines are going to be there. The storylines are going to be crazy. So I like what the Orioles did, getting Sir Anthony Dominguez and getting Zach Eflin, getting two more arms, but they got to do something else. Go get Tarek Skubal. Go get Garrett Crochet. If you got to give up Holiday, do it. I don't care. If you got to give up Bacello, do it. Do it. They're scared to give up prospects. If you got to give up Kobe, well, not Kobe Mayo. I wouldn't want him. I'd rather have Con Norby over Kobe Mayo. Dylan Beavers. Heston Kjerstad is probably there to stay now because of the Austin Hayes trade, so no Kjerstad. But you got Dylan Beavers. You got Judd Fabian. You got Enrique Bradfield Jr. You got Kate Povich. Heck, I even think Dean Kermer might be up for trade talks if the price is right. So, Orioles, let's do this right. Let's do this right. Mariners, you keep chopping at the bit, trying to get somebody from the Blue Jays. I think somebody ends up with Vlad. I don't think Toronto. They're gonna get overwhelmed with a package, just like Detroit is, just like Chicago is. If Chicago White Sox keep Crochet and Robert, you're gonna see me scream. Like it's crazy, right? We're just gonna sit here all day and look at each other if they do that because this is ridiculous. Why are we talking about building around them? First of all, second of all, you have guys that you can build around. Brooks Baldwin, good piece. Carson Montgomery needs to be the main piece. You have so many guys, and then you can bring so many guys back in trades. Everybody on that roster should be gone, with the exception of Brooks Baldwin. Everybody should be up for talks with the exception of him and Carson Montgomery, who's down, but probably will come up post-trade deadline. Marcelo Meyer, is he getting dealt? Like, it's a lot of 2021, 2022, 2020 prospects that need to know if they're going to get called up, but they're being blocked. That's another video for another day, but all the MLB things that happened, we still have some more things coming. I like it. I was on the road on the way back to the house when I saw Nate Pearson. I'm like, Nate Pearson really getting traded from the Blue Jays? F trade. I kind of give it a C now just because, they got two prospects at least, but he's going to do so good for the Cubs. They're going to fix him. But that's all for me in these MLB videos. Let me know down below once again. Thank you for subscribing, but let me know down below what other videos do you want to see? What do you want to see me hit on the most? Is the trade deadline heating up? Will it be similar to this on Tuesday? Yes or no? Let me know down below, and I am out. Peace.